Okay. I am Gronk the Gourmet. This is where I teach you how to cook like real orc. Gronk is going through an entire D&D cookbook, one recipe at a time, fixing it. Today, Gurdats, fancy name for stuffed dark flour. Let's get cooking. The first thing we have to do is work with the dark flours. You have the cap and then the stemmy thingy. You want to grab the cap and then grab the stem and slightly twist until stem pops out. Just like that. A little bit stays in there, you just go ahead and pick that up. Put caps to the side and keep on doing it to each and every one. Putting all the stems in a little pile over there. Then take the stemmy pieces and then you just chop them up until they're pieces and little and tiny. Chop. Then you take not so spicy root, cut that up too. Make sure you get these as little and tiny as possible, because little tiny pieces have to fit in the dirt flour cap later. Maybe run your knife around it a couple times. Make sure everything is nice and small. Some extra spicy roots. Make sure you chop those up really nice. Again, you want these to be as small as you can get. Now, book asks for a special spicy fruit. Gronk not find that, but this one is as close as could to find. It's small, it's sweet, it's been pickled, and then just go ahead and chop that up too. Be careful, because when you cut it into one, it will pop and sometimes shoot into your eye. That would be bad. Next, you get some tasty weed. This kind of tasty weed, you can eat the stems. The stems are actually really tasty and have lots of flavor. If you do that, just bend it in half. That way you don't have to bother with taking leaves off. And then, like everything else, chop it up really small. Okay, now that all the preparation of the stuff is done in a bowl, put in juice of yellow sour fruit, olive juices, about that much. That much, that's good. Crushed spicy blackberry, some white tasty sand, and then just mix that together until it is all incorporated. Take dirt flour caps, put that in there, and just toss them around a little bit until they are completely covered. Make sure you try to get the inside of the cap too. If you have time, you let this sit for like a half hour or something like that. That way the flavor gets deep inside the dark flours. Then on pan, make with the shiny metal paper a nice rack, and just go ahead and put your dark flour caps. You want them to facing with the inside of the cap is facing up. When you put them on the tray, try to make it so they're not touching each other. Now we put it in magic hot box at hot temperature for a few minutes. Okay, then when they are done with the cooking part, you see all the liquid that comes in there? You have to get that out. Take it to the side and dump it a little bit. Then you just put it back on upside down. Do that for all of them. Now that is done, you put back into the magic box of hot stuff. Now we make topping with a little bit of the olive juicy stuff, some tasty sand, some crushed spicy blackberry, some tasty weed, and a bunch of tiny crusty pieces of bread. Mix that up, put that to the side. Now we make filling. Put pan on medium heat. Add a little of the juiciness from the olives, the not so spicy root, chopped up pieces of dirt flour, some different kind of tasty weed. Gronk used the one in the book, but you can use anything you like. A little bit of white tasty sand. Just going to stir it around a little bit, and you cook it for something like 8 minutes, maybe a little bit more, maybe a little bit less, until the spicy root stuff becomes translucent. Then you put in the extra spicy root. Then you just stir it around until the smell hits you in the face like a club. About 1 minute. And then when that's done, you take some very special sour grape juice. Just a little bit. If you don't have the special kind, just go ahead and use whatever kind you want to. And then just let that go for like another 2 minutes and it will be fine. Look how delicious that looks. We're going to let this cool for a few minutes until it is room temperature. While that is cooking, we're going to take half of the topping stuff that we made, put it in a different bowl. We put the spicy fruits in there, some more tasty weed, some soft solid cow juice, and some shredded up special solid cow juice. And then when it is cool, you take the stuff that you fried up, you put it in that too. And then you go ahead and mix that all up. Soft cow juice could have been softer. And then it looks like this, and it looks delicious. You need more tasty sand or something else, you put that in there at this point. Then when dirt flour is ready, you take those out and you just put some of the filling in there. And then dip the top of it in the topping that you have. Put that face up back on tray. And then you just do this for each and every one. Now everything up to this point in time, if you want to, you could do this day before and save you a lot of time day of cooking. Do not be stingy with the filling, because there's plenty of it. Take the leftover filling, put it on bagel or something. Oh, that'd be tasty. And now we put this back in Magic Box of hot things. Okay, so when they're done, look, you looking? Look how delicious they look. Nice and golden brown on top. Okay, we plate and then try. Oh, hot. Pouring grunks and blood wine. Tasty, yes, but look, not everything. Let's taste, go ahead, taste it. Mmm, it's very good. Grunk did not even need to fix this. Wizards Along Coast was spot on with this recipe. Important note, when dirt flours cook, they shrink in size a lot, so try to find the biggest dirt flours you can. Even big ones turn into something that is just a small little thing, like a bite-sized thing. This makes any adventuring party happy when they go to the tavern. You should try now. Until next time, eat like orc. Ah! These really good. Gronk think they nailed this recipe. Have to take a picture yet.